What's up, everyone? It's CJ from Critical Thinking, formerly known Real Talk News. And today is Monday, August 30th, 2021. I know there has been an absence since I have been on here for a short little while. I want to, say my bad. I've been, like I've always say, getting prepared and being ready. But on the flip side, I tried venturing out to another platform because of all the mass censorship that takes place on nowadays. Almost everything you can imagine is being censored by big tech. Not just with the bug that MSM says everyone has, but other topics. So, I went to TikTok. I had a good little following. But last week, I did something without any kind of notification of what the situation occurred that led to their decision but I got permanently banned from TikTok. So I will be in the process of trying to find another way to create an account. Their algorithms are thick on that platform. And they said I violated multiple community guidelines and blah, 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 blah. But they don't say shit as to what they are that you so-called violated. I only had the platform for over a week, and I found there's a vast of information being shared on there. But what I think that pulled the linchpin on the ban grenade was that last week I raised a question. And this is something that myself, being a combat vet, and others that aren't even military have put the pieces together and done tons of research on. Prior to what has taken place in that chicken stand is that, was it planned? And I think when I uploaded that video was the linchpin that got me off, because I had mentioned that it is questionable at the highest level that within a matter of less than 48 hours, that country has been taken over by the Taliban. Not only that, they have a huge beneficial purse, if you will, of over $83 billion in brand new military warfare equipment They are now armed to the hilt. If anybody thought that they were a threat before, you better shut the damn door and check yourself. Because my God. Now, per military SOP and protocol and rules and regulations, under any circumstance, are you in a domestic territory or foreign territory, and you are to evacuate that area, you are required, and this applies to every branch, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. Any equipment left behind, you are required to make inoperable by all means necessary. You take white phosphorus grenades and you toss it aside the aircraft, the land craft. So they are rendered inoperable. And I mentioned that. But at that point in time, they were still in full operation. And I haven't heard otherwise, except from the lies of MSM, that just yesterday and today that they've been made inoperable. So you mean to tell me that for over a week, they've been in full operating capability? Yeah. Okay. Sure. So I think that's a video that what got me taken off there. You know, I have been watching off and on what has been going on in that country for years. And it doesn't surprise me one bit that this couldn't have been a beforehand thought out course of action to be taken with results being placed before us today. You know, with the definite lack of fortitude, insight, foresight, comprehension, spineless, ballless, pussy ass administration that is currently occupying the White House and the Pentagon and the DOJ and the DOD is a clear-cut image that, yeah, we're on our own. Did you know that throughout this whole botched ordeal, the vulnerable Afghan refugees that are being flown in by the thousands, some of them are popping up on the terror watch list. I read an article a few days ago that a group had flown into Dallas International Airport, and as soon as they touched down to the interior of the airport, they immediately popped up on the terror watch list. And this is 100 people. 100 Afghani men that are so vulnerable, right? And that's not just the first instance. There's been a couple more here and there. And I've seen comments come out from the State Department. We don't know who these people are. Like, are you serious? You have got to be fucking insane to utter such a statement like that. Don't you think? To get behind cameras in the White House press briefing room and say, we don't know who they are, what their association and their ties that they do or do not have pertain or consist of. They're not vetting these people. Solely because a lot of them, they don't speak our language, which is, okay. That's fine. So they have to, and they don't have any kind of documentation. No paperwork, nothing. And they're being flown here. You got to ask yourself, this is the most popular president in history that got 88 million votes, that can't even answer questions on the situation, that doesn't have the cognitive ability to respond to a question being asked. And when he does, he goes off the rails to a completely different subject. And these reporters have these look on their face like, what? Like, really? We put this guy in? Hey, let's give ourselves a pat on the back. We did great. Boy, we're getting shit, aren't we? But now, supposedly, some liberals and some Democrats are withdrawing themselves from Biden. That's the word on the street anyway. Those that are your just everyday citizen are supposedly starting to pull back, and those in the seats of power. Now, the ones in the seats of power that are pulling back, allegedly pulling back, I think that's just a show and a facade. But, I'll let them hang on to that. And as far as the Republicans go, that, let's say McCarthy and the others that are within the GOP, I thank you for raising awareness to this situation. And I thank you for the information you bring to light. But you either, Republicans, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. I'm no political party affiliation whatsoever. I might be a conservative, but I'm a red-blooded American first, with American values. And I don't trust politicians. Hell, I don't even believe them. Majority of things that come out of their mouth, I take at face value, like a grain of salt. Yeah, okay, sure, I'll believe it when I see it. That's my belief in that, my perception. But I've read the articles day after day. Seen the videos of just bumbling fool. Now, not to shift gears or anything like that, one of the channels I subscribe on YouTube, I watched a few minutes of his live stream the other day. And it's a conservative outlet. I heard what he was saying in response to how Biden is being treated regarding the situation. And he showed empathy and sympathy. For a time there, and I'm thinking to myself, you're really gonna make the presentation, if you will, to almost in the matter of pandering yourself on behalf of how Biden has been treated, because he's an old guy and he doesn't have it anymore. And on the same token, showing his support on the side of not going along to get along on the situation. And I thought to myself, okay, you might have, a different belief system, and that's fine, that's you. But if you want to not stick to your guns, then say it. Don't kind of flip-flop back and forth a little bit. But like many of you that have witnessed this entire ordeal go down, now supposedly it's a wrap. Everyone's out. As of today, everyone's been evacuated. And I'm still finding reports that there's a few hundred people still stuck over there. What the exact number is not clear at this time. But at the minimum of 250 people that now have to rely on the Taliban to come home. People are out of their fucking minds. Now, I'm glad that, that our allies have, if they truly are, they could be trustworthy. They have been for a while. And I'm glad that they're here. I mean, it's a relief that they didn't remain in enemy hands and we're going to be tortured to death to get information extracted from them. Who knows what secrets they have on both sides of the fence, not just us, but Afghanistan as well. I mean, it's a relief to a point, but the bottom line is there is still people stuck over there. Now, how do you think they're gonna? How do you think, and do you think they're going to be allowed to leave? And if they are, in one piece, with all their appendages, their arms, fingers, legs, you name it. I don't think so. They're going to be tortured to death. They're going to be toyed with like a yo-yo. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While they're sitting in that torture chair. They're going to have them begging on the answer of their life. Being sadistic fucks. Because if you don't think the Taliban is sadistic, and if you think beheading someone for whatever reason, or open firing a crowd and just planking them off and then laughing about it as they have the gun in their hand, and afterwards, if you don't think that is satanic and sadistic, there's something screwed up in your head. So for the poor people, I feel bad for the Afghanis now being tortured in their country. I mean, that's some fucked up shit. They should just be left alone. Every country should be just left the fuck alone. Let them do and be themselves. Handle their own fucking issues within their own country. Shouldn't have to have intervention from other countries. Even though it happens. Can it be a good thing? Yeah. But not every instance. It if you ever, I see it like this. If you're going to have intervention from one country to another, it has to be done with discretion and within a timely fashion, not 20 some odd years. Now, it's been told that the length of time that we've been over there is to help maintain Afghanistan from being taken over. But it's also to keep the poppy crops going. Now they're going to go after natural resources. Not sure if you know this or not, but Afghanistan is vast in lithium and other minerals. They're sitting on the gold mine of lithium. How much more of this is everyone going to accept, deal with, take? How much more? Because I'll hit the nail on the head again with what has taken place. It should be a clear-cut image that there is no leadership in this country. None. Zero. So how much more are you going to take? How much more are you going to put up with? Regarding everything. That's a question only you can answer. And in talks, ask the same question among your circle of people of family, your friends, and ones that you trust. How much more are you going to take in? What is your red herring? What's your line in the sand? Has it been crossed yet? And if it has, what are you going to do about it? Because you just can't sit back on the sidelines and wait for it to and wait for the rainbow over the clouds with a pot full of gold. You can't wait for that. You have to start taking action now. Because they are working heavily in achieving their goal and destroying this country and making it not just a third world country, but beyond a third world country that is so unrecognizable from the ground up. Because that day is coming. Mark my words, that day is coming. You could call me whatever you can think of. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Now, I don't have some kind of crystal ball that's going to say, hey, this is happening at this point in the near or distant future. Or have intel being fed to me from the White House or the intelligence agency that some of the bigger platforms out there have. Or somebody emailing me just on a small level that works in that area. I have my eyes, my gut, my brain, my common sense, and the direction of God. But the direction of God first. So what are you going to do? You better get prepared. Multitude of reasons why. Doesn't matter if it's a government created problem, reaction, solutions scenario that they've been pulling out so far for so many years. And yes, what is going on in Afghanistan is also included in that box, that file cabinet. Because you know they're standing back and watching what the reaction is going to be. They created the problem. They supposedly giving it to the Taliban is supposedly the solution. So, or if it's a natural disaster, or a weather warfare natural disaster, like with Hurricane Ida. And all the other so-called natural weather occurrences that take place. Wildfires being another example. Come on now. You got to put 2 and 2 together, people. Come up with 4. But also included in that list of the unvetted people that are being brought in. If you didn't think anything was suspect, suspicious, questionable, out of the ordinary, odd, when those pictures and those op-eds surfaced of the planes full of people, mostly young, fighting-age men. Yeah, there was a handful of women and children, maybe a couple families, but the rest, if you don't think there's something wrong with that, you need to look at them again. And really think and look at them. Especially after the fact that the State Department says, yeah, we're unsure who they are. And almost on a daily now, you're hearing people that are arriving on the terror watch list. Hopefully they're being apprehended and being dealt with appropriately. But if they're not, that's another reason to prepare. And also to prepare with the way of protecting yourself. That's what it boils down to. What is your line? I hope I'm reaching someone out there. If I'm reaching someone out there, please put a comment. Hello? And I'll respond back with a comment. But do me a favor, give me a thumbs up and share this. I really appreciate it. That would mean a lot if you at least just share it somewhere. And then have those people share. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Watch your six. Stay on guard. If you're not prepared, then get prepared. And be ready. And God bless.